Faux pas are embarrassing social blunders, and we've all made them. They include things like falling down in public, responding to all in a group email when your message was intended for one, or spilling a drink on someone. The list is endless. The more unique and creative our blunder, the more embarrassment potential it carries. We've all said the wrong name, but we all haven't done what that guy did. I'm going to talk to you about how much fun we can have if we just lighten up and not take ourselves too seriously. There are several thoughts that we need to keep solidly in place if we want to be able to do this. I'm going to lay that out for you here today and ask you to take to heart the wisdom in this mindset. We suffer when we can't see the humor in our own behavior. Let's choose not to suffer and accept that we can't get through this life without looking foolish sometimes. I am an expert on looking foolish. That's why you can trust me. Sometimes we have little things to laugh at, like being late or driving to the wrong house. Other times we mess up royally and have to work harder at finding the humor. I'm not talking about committing a crime. I'm talking about having poor judgment, unwittingly offending people, or accidentally causing a real problem. Any way you slice it, we will do dumb things. It's okay. No one has perfect insight, self-control, or can request a personality change. It's not that we want to look foolish. It's just that once in a while, we are. Part of laughing at ourselves is just maturing. But I know older people who don't find the humor that surrounds almost everything. That's a shame. Of course, getting older doesn't necessarily mean maturing. More years will always mean more experience under the belt, but maturing requires a desire to learn from our experiences. It's also a matter of how we process our experiences. How we process, to some degree, depends on our education. I don't mean formal education, though that can help, but how our mentors in life have educated us. Some people mature a lot more than others. I think life repeatedly presents opportunities to advance and mature. It's sort of like a spiritual video game. You have to pass one level before you move to the next. We can't fail, but we can take a very long time to get ahead. I never have wanted to need the same opportunity over and over to learn the very same thing. I want to be a fast learner. I'm certainly not always, but I want to be, don't you? So let me tell you about one time that I really stuck my foot in my mouth and how I handled it. How I handled it then versus how I might handle it now. When I was about 20, my husband and I were invited to a pastor's house for dinner. There were just 4 of us there. The pastor and his wife told us they had given a gift to someone, which was a car seat that could convert into a high chair, something like that. But it required taking it in and out of the car. Anyway, who knows what I thought I heard, but I didn't hear that it had been given as a gift that they had given. I started talking about how I wouldn't like that seat because it would just you'd have to take it in and out all the time, and that would be too much work. Later, when we went home, my husband said that they had given that gift. My 20-year-old self was completely mortified. I was so embarrassed. And then I was mad at my husband for not explaining that while we were there so that, I could try to apologize or backtrack or something. I don't think that I ever fixed it with them. I don't really remember. But all these years later, I remember how embarrassed I was. I'm sure I thought about that for days. Well, it's years later, and I'm still thinking about it today anyway. If the same situation happened today, I would probably go back and say I was sorry and that I didn't understand that they were talking about their gift and ask them to forgive my comment. But more importantly, I would laugh at myself and say, "Wow, good job, Lisa." I'd tell a friend or my whole audience on YouTube that maybe I shouldn't be invited to a party anytime soon. It wasn't a funny event, but being a flawed human who can really put my foot in it is, if I or you choose to see it that way. Here is why we should direct our minds towards laughing at ourselves. First, laughing stimulates your heart, lungs, and muscles and increases intake of oxygen. It also releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones released by the brain. They relieve pain, reduce stress, and increase our sense of well-being. Next, we all laugh at other people, so why not laugh at ourselves? If we laugh at others with a mindset that others laugh at us too, then there's humility with that laughter. We are individually small in a big sea of people. We're all kind of goofy at times. If we know that about ourselves, we won't feel ashamed when we are the goofy one. We can transcend the embarrassment. If we can't laugh at ourselves in the moment because we're pretty new at this, then let's put our arms around ourselves later and say, "It's okay, goofball. You make me smile." Another reason to laugh at ourselves is that others will appreciate it. It's a likable quality to laugh at ourselves when we do something that is socially awkward. Our relationships are enhanced by a willingness to take our awkward moments lightly. We want to be perceived as always admirable and responsible, but once we let the pretense down, we can relax. It's just easier. It is possible to be brilliant and act like an idiot. Embrace the mess. When I was in high school, I was a cheerleader. One night, some of us were driving around. I was in the front seat and a girl was in the back seat, and she said something pretty stupid. I don't remember what it was, but I would have cringed if I had said it. Another girl in the car said, "Who said that?" There was a silence. The girl in the back seat clearly knew she had said something dumb, and she said, "I said it, and I'm proud." Oh my gosh. For me, Miss Insecurity, that was completely mind-blowing. She did not take on the embarrassment. Instead, she owned it. Wow, what could anyone say? Nothing. I never forgot that because responding that way was a completely novel concept to me. She probably laughed at our faces. A final reason to practice laughing at our ineptness is that laughing is fun and helps us feel happy, not heavy. There is enough to drag us down in this world, and we don't need to add to the load. And, best part, we really don't have to. I like getting better at redirecting my thoughts. We decide how to look at ourselves and our blenders. Directing our thoughts is a powerful and wonderful thing to develop. It helps promote happiness. A carefree spirit is contagious. You bring light when you laugh. You teach other people how to do the same. The thoughts that can help us remain light when we mess up are simple. 1, everyone is going to mess up. It's just our turn. 2, we don't have to embrace the embarrassment. Instead, we can laugh at our mistakes and help other people to feel comfortable too. 3, we can apologize. 4, God loves us all the time and is not shocked by anything we do. And He offers us comfort 24/7. He will even laugh with us. I know God has a great sense of humor because I've seen some of the vast and funny animal kingdom. Hilarious animals, right? You know, I need reminders all the time about things that I already know. You probably know a lot of this, but knowing and doing are very different. It's easy to let our thoughts derail us. This video is just encouragement for all of us to stay vigilant about which direction that thought train is running. Smiling and laughing are wonderful. I, for one, don't want to miss any opportunities. I don't think you do either. No one wants to be laughed at, but it's more than okay when we started it. Watch kindness power here, and remember that the one who needs your kindness first is you. See you soon, I hope. Please stay goofy and laugh at your beautiful self.